Oh my God, my hair looks like it's gone crazy. Isn't it? Got to figure out which way I'm going here. Shoot. It's just, yeah, my hair decided to do its own thing today. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just everywhere. Ah, shoot. Anyway, so thanks for watching. This is Cassandra Williamson coming to you from Mahalo, Eastern Kentucky. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about, but the biggest thing is this is Independence Day for the United States. And well, it was Independence Day in 1776, and it was actually signed on to in August of 1776 by most of the delegates to the convention that wrote this. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff about that particular document that I find fascinating, really fascinating, because every single thing about this was designed to convey a message, including the way the words are written and the way things are signed and everything about this. It's all portraying a message, all of it, all of it. One thing is that this was in Congress, and not the actual Congress we have, folks, if those of you who are trying to figure all that out, okay? No, that's not the case. It was not from Congress like we have today under the Constitution. This was signed, or actually was authorized, I guess, or set in motion around July the 5th, I actually think, or the 3rd or the 5th, or somewhere around there. And they chose to actually set a date of the 4th of July to make it better. It sounds better for a holiday, I guess. So there's a lot of thought that went into all these things. And some of the key things about this are that it was the unanimous declaration. Now look, that's in bold letters. These delegates who signed this thing knew that they were putting their necks on the line for independence from Great Britain. They had tried, just not too long prior to writing this declaration, they had tried to extend an olive branch to Great Britain. They didn't really want to separate from Great Britain. They really didn't want to. They wanted to stay there because it was a safe and secure place for them, except that for the abuses that had been occurring over time since, well, I think probably the French and Indian War, 1756 period of time. So starting in there, it started going, it started becoming more and more difficult for the colonies to sustain being ruled over by a faraway government. Even though they had local governments, it was still that the foreign one, the Great Britain could actually tell the local ones what to do and what not to do and stuff like that. But this is what we have for the 4th of July. Okay, so the first part, very clearly, the unanimous declaration. All of these people were united in their opposition or seeking independence from Great Britain. They had spent some time debating all this stuff. But notice what the next series of words say. Of the 13 states, of the 13 united, and that's all in lowercase because united wasn't the operative word there. The states still thought of themselves as being fiercely independent from each other. And they wanted to make sure that that's how that came across. So they were united, but not strongly. See, it was not a compelling unity. It would take another 10 years for them to do that. Each of the states in America, at that time, they were independent nations given authority by the crown to be their own independent body. But they couldn't do anything against Britain independently or by themselves. They didn't have the capacity to do that. So they did of the 13 united in lowercase, small print. I mean, almost need a magnifying glass to see it. And then states of America, because, like I said, being an independent state mattered more. It took 10 years for them to get to the place where they could actually make united large and central to this. And even at that, it was still a challenge because the convention that wrote the Constitution wasn't called for that. It was called to correct the weaknesses found in the Continental Congress, the Continental Government. You know, the Confederation of Continental Governments. That body had no power, is impotent, and so you go from little United States of America to, I think, 2 or 3 of the Continental Congresses, bodies that went through various iterations of those before we settled down and realized there was something else that needed to be done. But even at that, they were going to go with another confederation of states and try to make it strong enough to deal with Great Britain. But they all knew that wasn't going to work, especially whenever you had someone who was already a Federalist at heart with Alexander Hamilton. He believed that they ought to be all united together as one voice. And that's what he wanted. So it took that 10-year period of time for them to come to the realization that they needed to move that small little United that's over there in the middle of that whole top line and make it large. And like I said, even then there were still challenges to it because it still took some of these states, those capital S states of America, it still took them until 1792, some of them, to actually 1791 to actually sign on to some of these things because they had to get the first 10 amendments in place, the Bill of Rights, because they weren't going to sign on until they had the Bill of Rights. So that's what we have with the Independence Day today, and it's a really great day. Before that, it's been a beautiful day here, and I don't know if I've got anything set up on my other scenes or not. No, not yet. So anyway, look at my hair. My hair is just going all over Wackadoodle place. It's got crazy. So today, geez, I don't know about this, but so today I went out and did a little bit. I actually ended up going over to Omar, West Virginia, and there's some videos being uploaded to different sites around here right now. But Omar, West Virginia is in Logan County, and it is way out there. It's beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, you have to go. You can actually, the videos are clips that come from Omar, West Virginia, back through Raglan, West Virginia, to Delbarton, West Virginia, to Williamson, West Virginia, and then back across the river into Kentucky. So there's a series of like 5 videos. They're a couple minutes long, several minutes long, being uploaded now. And it takes a minute for some of these to get out there. Anyway, I hope you have a great evening, and thank you so much for being a part of this whole team and effort. And I look forward